Yes, people, welcome back to the first XI or the first 11. This is the next generation or next generation football. We are the next generation podcasters. Obviously, myself, Ads, aka Adzils, man like Sunny, and 2K from Reaper making his first appearance as a host on the show. But yeah, people, are going to roll the intro, then we're going to introduce our guests and get on with the topics. Yes, people, thank you for all being here. Much appreciated. Before we get stuck into the topics, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This is a new project, and for the projects to project, we need you guys to support the channel as much as possible. You can do that by sharing this video. Some more likes, the video gets spread around on YouTube, and they start recommending it. So make sure to do that now. Special guest. He's on my channel a lot. He's been on quite a few people's channels as well. Mr. Positive, he thinks 21 is coming. Manchester United, and yeah, man. Hopefully, you can keep the same energy, man. It's man like Jerry. What are you saying, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How are you?
Not too bad.
Jerry?
But yeah, lads. This is like we've got half the panel. Obviously, Samuel isn't here. He will be here soon. Don't worry about that. We'll have the whole complete panel very, very soon. But obviously, just going to mash it up a little bit, introduce a few guests on with us in the coming weeks. Obviously, myself, Sonny, V3 per part of the team, and obviously Jerry's our guest this week. Going to get to a few of your comments first before we tuck into the topics. Man like Indiana in the building. He says, support the lads. Make sure to smash like, share, and sub. But appreciate you tuning in. Yes, big up to everyone tuning in. If man like Will in the building, he says, "Yo guys, I'm sad." Yes, you deserve to be sad.
Oh, Will, man.
You deserve it.
Yeah, Will.
You don't deserve it, but your team deserve it. I'm sorry. They are just too arrogant. Like your fans are just shit, and I don't.
You know what's
like
got bad when I feel for them? I can't believe I feel for Chelsea.
I feel for the fans that are realistic. I don't feel for the fans that say Lampard do this. You know, I don't feel bad for them ones. But
bro,
have faith in him. I understand. But
bro, these Chelsea man, bro, they're so arrogant, bro. Nah. Yo, at least in America where I live, yo, these guys are the most annoying, most self-entitled. Like, yo, the biggest fan bases in America are realistically. So, guys, yo, the amount of Chelsea fans you see, the amount of arrogance they expect to win every year, yo, I'm sorry, I don't feel anything for those guys.
I understand that.
No.
I understand.
Scrap that, bro. I'm enjoying every minute. I'm enjoying every minute. I just bugged out.
You should enjoy every minute. You should enjoy every minute because, for me, this was such a kind of mixed season at the start, and I feel like it's descending into a straight line now. I think, Liverpool, City, Leicester, Man United are the ones that, for me, will get top four. Personally, I don't see Chelsea getting a top four now because it's just not looking too good for them. But it doesn't matter where Man United are. We're still the most consistent team in the league. It doesn't matter where Leicester are at the moment. They've won one game, and that puts them at the top, just edged by 2 points. But yeah, the topics we're going to get into. We're going to get into the first topic. People, before you do that, make sure to like and share this video. Right, first topic: out of form players. Out of form players. The most out of form player in the Premier League at the moment. We're going to do top three. No particular order, doesn't matter. You can have an order. You don't have to have an order. We'll go to Sonny first. Three most out of form players this season.
Well, straight away, I look at my team first. I'm going to go recent form. I guess you could say this season as well. I'll say Bobby Firmino. He's had a good, I'd say a few games ago, I think he had a good run of form. Against Palace, he got a few goal contributions. But look, he's back to it again. And it's not what you want to see as a Liverpool fan. Firmino, he does not get goal contributions anymore. And I see no effect in the game from him. And it's sad, but it's true. And, right, so that's one, Firmino. Who else? Who else is out of form? Sheffield United. Any two players from Sheffield United.
Brewster from Liverpool.
They're goalkeeper.
To be fair to Brewster, he hasn't really played.
He hasn't, but what can we say?
No,
man?
hang on. Timo Werner, sorry. Timo Werner. Forget about Sheffield United. Timo Werner's in there.
Yeah, he's gonna be my list. Yeah, 100%.
So rephrase it. So your top three then. Go on.
Top three: Firmino, Timo Werner, and like Jerry said, I'll just go for Aaron Ramsdale because he plays for Sheffield United and they're bottom.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair. Ramsdale is a fair shout. I definitely have to agree with that. Jerry, your top three. Who's top three, man?
To be very honest, from my team, Martial, I don't know what the hell's happened to my striker, man.
Sure.
Where is the Martial that I knew from last season? My striker. And second one is Timo Werner. And the last one is anyone from top six. Steven Bergwijn. This guy is bad. God damn.
He's not bad. You know what? That's a good
What's wrong
shout.
with him?
Nah,
like
don't try and make an
Bergwijn.
argument for him. Come on now.
Even
He's
Bergwijn is a brilliant player. I think he is a good player, but he's overrated and he is out of form currently at the moment. We have Einz here saying Dele Alli. Dele Alli
he's not played to be fair, but
when has he not been out of form?
Like him.
When has he not been out of form?
Like him.
I don't like him. I don't like Dele Alli. He's very, very arrogant. A lot of lip.
I like him. I do like him, but
why?
He has been out of form. I think he's a good player. He's a different sort of player. You know, he's English. I think not that I like him more because he's English, but in the England team, I think he's been quite decent. Tottenham, obviously, I can't say the same, but I do like him as a player.
Good player. Oh God.
Come on now.
And then we come to the Arsenal fan, man, like 2K. Who are your top three, bro?
So like going into my own club, it's like when people were saying Aubameyang was off form. I mean, I didn't really see it as that, and that's not even because I was just looking at it and I'm like, he's not even getting a reputable service to the chance after chance. So he's actually obviously one person on my list. But the problem with Firmino for me is that I feel as if I look at the game where I'm like someone like Lacazette, who I don't want. I look at Firmino in the same light where like even if he's not giving you his finishing, he's giving you other things in the game that's going to be huge. So it's like, and he's going to bring different stuff to the game. So it's like, I don't want to put Firmino on my list because I don't feel like he's really been that bad. It's more of like, I don't think Martial's been bad either. So I'm trying to think of a name and I just can't think of it right now. But I do know for sure though, I'm not putting Firmino on that list at all.
Okay. That's fair. But you know what? It's fair though, 2K, because for me, when it comes to inconsistency, you have to have had either a great season beforehand or just you're like a Kante, you're just regularly consistent all the time, no matter what, right? In a majority of games.
I don't think he's regularly consistent though, just right now playing world football. Continue.
You know, absolutely. Most off-form players. This is no order. Martial, I don't know where he's gone. I feel bad for Tony, man. I feel bad for him.
Bro.
Number two is gonna have to be Aubameyang. I set way higher standards than what he's saying at the moment.
How did I miss Aubameyang?
Two. So we know number three. It's hard. You know what? I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna also. You know what? I'm gonna get hate for this. I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Yeah, it's unreal. I'm gonna have to say Rashford. I have to say Rashford as well.
No, bro. That man's trash, bro.
No.
And yo,
No.
Man, I can't believe you just said that.
No, I can't believe
Rashford.
Bro.
Nah.
No. Hang on. What do you mean current
Can't be doing that. No.
Man, not at the top of the league.
MBE, you have to respect my boy. No.
I was reading somewhere. No, hear me out. Okay. If I were to, sick. Okay, how about this then? So Aubameyang, Martial, and Bergwijn. But if I had to put in a bracket, I'd have to say Rashford, only because I set way higher standards than one shot on target in 2 games.
Yeah, to be fair, if you look at high standards, then
Why
that
do
might
you
be
say-
like fair shout.
Rashford. Whoa.
1 shot in 2 games.
Wait,
Like,
no,
I'm
but I'm
sorry.
saying, what does he offer you? Like, what does Marcus Rashford offer you to make you set these high standards for him?
Because
This guy.
this guy always does bits in big games. We've seen what he does in big games, and have hope you got clapped. I don't want to hear another word from you. You listen. He's a big game player, and did he turn up against Liverpool? No, he didn't. That's why I'm disappointed in him. And the current form, not overall form, because for me, he's been top 3 best players at Manchester United overall this season, and that's facts. Really look into the stats. That's overall, so that's including the start to now. Up to now, I put him at 4th best, and I put Luke Shaw in that 3rd bracket. I have to. Jerry,
What
look
about?
at
Hey,
that.
you forgot one person.
2 shots in. Listen. 1 shot on target. 1 shot on target in the space of 2 games.
I
That's
can still
important.
think of worse. I can
No,
still
That's
think
not
of
good enough.
worse.
That's not
You
good
forgot
enough. I'm
someone.
sorry.
You actually forgot
I'm
someone, you
sorry.
know.
Yo,
I'm
You
sorry.
forgot someone.
yo,
Ads, you've got someone.
yo. First,
You forgot someone. No, you've got someone. Ads. Ads.
Who?
What about Mason Greenwood?
He hasn't been
Mason
playing enough.
Greenwood
That's
from
not
last
fair.
season.
I can't bet. I can't believe.
No, that's fair. No, he's been playing games.
No.
Nah.
Jerry, listen.
Greenwood.
I'm not having this. He has not played enough games. He's not played enough games, bro.
He has. Yes, he has.
But Rashford
not-
has, and they're
I don't
top of
know.
the
all right,
league.
yo, check
I don't
this
think
out.
he's played enough games. I'm sorry. I don't
How
think
can you say
enough games.
Rashford win on top of the league? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I never said he's top 3. I said if it were to be a bracket for a top quality player, it'd have to be Rashford, because I don't rate some of the players I listed that highly. That's the problem. That's the problem that I'm trying to say. Do I think Rashford's world class? I think he is.
He will be.
I think he's a tier under
Nah,
Mbappe.
stop it.
He's a tier.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
hear me out. Hear
No,
me out.
No.
Hear me out. Look, Mbappe.
no.
Look,
I gotta.
Mbappe and Haaland, tier 2.
Listen,
Rashford.
he's not world.
And who comes out as well? You know exactly who I'm talking about. Exactly what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Top 6 player, and this guy, his stats in big games beat Aubameyang's stats, and apparently he's world class and scored. He has a good boot. So what does that tell you? Listen. Everyone forgets that in the Bundesliga, Liga, there are way worse and low quantity and call it teams and leagues and divisions. Rashford does this against teams with world players, people like top class players as well, like Raheem Sterling, yeah, and Aguero and Mahrez and all these players, yeah, and Kane and Son. These teams have great defenders as well as attackers, and he's breaking them down consistently. Look at his stats. You can't say Mbappe's world class and then discredit it and say Rashford isn't either. Because for me, Mbappe is world class.
Mbappe carried his country to a World Cup, man.
Yeah, but the tier under though.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was Pogba actually. Pogba was the one that carried the team and scored it. It was Pogba.
All right, Jerry. All right, first up, big up the chat, bro. Big up the chat, bro. Everybody in the chat, big you guys. You guys going crazy over there. All right, yo, Jerry, bro. As much clearly as you do Marcus Rashford, what does Marcus Rashford offer you? But what does he offer? Because I'm pretty sure when you're at age 6, age 7, you're taught how to read a line. You're taught how to stay on style.
Rashford.
You're taught little basic things in football. You're taught a lot of these things that Marcus Rashford just doesn't have. Like, it just doesn't computate in his brain. Like, I'm just trying to understand where are we going from Marcus Rashford? Like, because Martial has the ability. His touch is control, dribbling, stick. What does Marcus Rashford offer you up front that Martial doesn't, and why is he not out of form? Because he just puts up stinkers like Bruno Fernandes, and he'll come up with a goal.
Exactly.
I
disagree.
He'll be having a great game.
You're telling me, Jerry on 2K, you're telling me that Martial offers more up front than Rashford?
Yes! Bro, yes!
I don't know. Rashford, yes,
No,
this season Rashford has Rashford.
Bro,
Listen,
Rashford
Rashford
offers
has a
nothing.
bad game and
You know,
he ends up. Listen, Rashford has a bad game and he ends up getting an assist and a goal like Wolves. Think about it. Rashford is still our best
bro,
player.
this
All right,
guy
but
is
the guy's a good game. It
Lads,
doesn't
you can't
bro.
be
matter.
doing.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
He's not world
sorry.
class.
I
He's
I
not
have
world
to
class.
finish this. I have to finish before this gets to 16 minutes, right?
Bro.
Listen, you can't say Anthony Martial offers more up front when Martial was trash before Oli came in, and then last season he did, was it 30 or 26 goals? Or
Nah, the only
something
thing
around that.
Martial has
23
on
goals.
Rashford is
That amount
22.
finishing.
of goals. It was that
No,
amount of goals. But Rashford had
no,
three
12
of his
Martial.
goals.
God, bro. That's
Three of
con
his
you,
goals.
bro.
And it's
You
way
have to respect
harder.
Rashford,
It's
man.
way harder to score in set division games like Rashford. I'm sorry, yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
But from what
I
I've seen
completely
from
disagree
both
with
players,
Rashford, man.
Rashford offers
It's con
more.
you.
And it's not just now, it's long term as well. And that's a fact. Martial is not going to be here longer than Rashford. So I don't want to
Yes,
hear
he
that.
will.
I'm sorry. No, listen, Jerry, who
What is he
offers
offering?
Martial or Rashford? Go on, Jerry. I want
Huh?
to hear your thoughts. Who offers more up
Who?
front, Martial or Rashford?
Rashford.
Exactly.
Listen,
Exactly.
Rashford.
Bro,
Listen,
the one time,
Rashford.
the one time Marcus Rashford has offered something
Yeah,
to you
but
guys was against Leipzig when he came off with 20 minutes left against tired leg. You
yes, that I
put
forgot.
on Marcus Rashford because then guess
Yeah,
what?
but last.
His runs him behind offside, bro. Thank God he was inside his own half.
Tired
Like, yo,
legs.
let's not act like this guy
Tired
is
legs.
not.
He just said he only
Rashford.
came on because of tired
That's
legs.
when you put on
That's
Rashford, bro.
disgraceful. I'm sorry. That is just
Tired legs.
You
disgrace.
have
I'm saying
to. You have to respect Rashford, man. And
Respect
tired
him.
Martial, I
legs.
love him, man. But
World
He gets
class.
lost in the game, bro. I
What
cannot
has
put Marcus
Martial
Rashford
done?
over
What has
Anthony Martial.
Martial done? What's Martial done though?
Wait,
He's
hang on,
looked
hang on, hang
Rashford
on.
and
Ads, I
Martial.
thought you put Rashford in the worst players. Are we backing him or are we saying that he's not?
No,
That's
no,
what
I
he
know,
said.
I
Yes.
know, I know. Everyone's misconstruing what I've done. Everyone's misconstruing what I've done. I never put him in the worst list. I named the top three, but if I had to pick someone from our team that isn't Martial, because I already put Martial there. Everyone else has been on
Yeah.
good form, but someone who I set way higher standards for in my team, I'd have to put Rashford in a bracket if it was to be another choice and I couldn't have any other player. It'd have to be him because he is inconsistent. Has he got quality? Yes. Does he offer us something upfield?
Yes.
Yes. Against
Yes.
tired legs, no. I'm not having that. He came on and scored a hat trick. That doesn't happen every single day. It does not. And he's not going to do it again. I don't think he will do it again this season. But will he do it again in the future? I think he's a top player. Moving on. Moving on. Moving on. Before we do, big up to everyone in the chat. I see obviously my big bro Flawless, got him obviously really well. Make sure to go subscribe to their channels, Sarcasm City TV and Lily White TV as well, man. Get them to the next targets. Get Flawless to 2,000 subscribers and get Lily White to
I think it's
1K.
800, isn't it?
No,
Or
I'm
1K.
saying get it to 1K. Get it to 1K before March. I saw I saw a post. Get it to 1K before March. Next topic: players on form. Top three players on form. This is the Premier League, so it's not just your club. In the whole Premier League, starting with Sonny. Give it to me, bro.
How many? How many?
Three. Top
Three.
three.
Right, okay. I'll go for two Man City players. They're both centre backs. I'll go Ruben Diaz, John Stones, and it's got to be them. Look, they're even in goal scoring form. And how can you be in goal scoring form as a centre back? It's mad. Who else is in form? You know what? Rashford was actually in the back of my head there, but I guess it'd be pretty controversial if I said that. For
Right?
United, I'll go Eric Bailly. Obviously, he missed last
You know
game,
what?
but I think since
Not
that, I
about
think he's
Chow.
been brilliant.
Not about Chow. Eric Bailey he's been doing bits recently, man. Doing slight bits. I agree with that though, Sonny, because I was
Three
watching match of
centre
the day.
backs.
I was watching match of the day, and I saw John Stone scored. I was kind of like, wait, he
He
scored.
scored two.
Then Raheem Sterling scored. I was kind of like, let's not lie now. Raheem Sterling's free kick it's one of the
It
goals of
was
the season.
He's not
One
good.
of the goals of the
No,
season already.
he's not the same
Beautiful,
last 2 seasons.
beautiful.
Not
And
Sterling.
everyone's there saying he's only average. He's a top
You
class,
know what
not
Sterling
world
said
class,
after
He's
that free
world
kick?
class.
He said
No, he's
penalties
world
are
class.
overrated.
top
You know
class.
you're
Yeah,
finished when you said that.
I saw his Instagram post as well. Jerry, top three players, bro. Tell me this
Wow, on
season so
form.
far.
Number 1 is Jamie Vardy, the best striker in the Premier League this season. And number
No,
2,
come on now.
Harry-
Come on. Harry Kane
he is.
exists.
Vardy. Vardy's for
No,
me is
no,
the
no.
best.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that. You
Vardy.
cannot put up Jamie
Yes,
Vardy
yes,
above
he is.
Harry Kane.
Yes. Yeah, I'll do
Harry
that.
Kane's
Yeah, I
going
would.
to break about 100 records this season.
Nah. Imagine Jimmy Vardy came to Premier League at 20. Imagine he would have broken
Yes.
Alan Shearer's record. That's a fact.
Bro, we're not
Be
talking
honest,
about
true.
age here. We're not talking about age.
I
We're
know,
talking about
I
who's
know.
better. And Harry Kane is better than
Jamie
Jamie
Vardy.
Vardy this
Let's
season.
right.
And
Let's
over.
right.
Yes.
Let's dispute it after. So
Did he say
once
he's like Alex Shearer's
bring in
I
record?
sound
mind,
like a Tottenham fan here, but
once
I'm not
once
talking
you and
about
mine, back to that conversation. Jerry, go on. Top 3. Go on, mate.
Number 1 is Jamie Vardy. Number 2, Bruno Fernandes. Come on, in fact, four player of the month, 4 player in the player of the months. And
in
number
the calendar
3
year,
is number 3 is Harry Kane.
You turn that list around. And I'll agree with you.
Oh
No.
God, Jerry, man.
Harry
Oh,
Kane.
God. Yeah, Harry
Come on,
Kane.
Harry
Harry
Kane,
Kane.
not
We'll go
above
back to
Harry
no,
Kane.
we'll go back to that after.
Vardy, I love Vardy, man.
Once
That's
me and
my
2K
striker.
are done, we'll go back to that argument. 2K top 3 players, man. The season so far.
Bro, get that Bruno argument out of here. Now, on to party. So let's be real. Man City's looking way more solid. And initially in the beginning of the season, I mean, there was questions over to where like how Man City are going to do because they had a very slow start to the season. But Ruben Diaz has been a rock, and now he's looking like actually like I just had it, man. I just had it. Oh, it'd have to be James Madison.
Yeah, that's
It would
a
have
good
to be
shot,
James
yeah.
Madison. I think he's been playing really well at Leicester right now. Like
Better than
very,
Jamie
very
Vardy,
well.
Jerry, but
And then number 3 has to be like it just has to be. He's been playing lightning football. His stats right now in his first couple games actually compared to the likes of Coutinho when he just was leaving Liverpool. And like season in those games, and they actually compared. Who said Lacazette?
Who
I just thought
you
you said
talking about?
Lacazette.
No, I said Elmo Smith. I said Elmo Smith Rowe.
Oh, okay.
This guy, I thought you said Lacazette.
Because he's lagging. I can't hear what he's saying. I didn't hear this, bro.
Oh, can you imagine Lacazette though?
Yeah, Smith Rowe's numbers are ridiculous right now in these last 5 games. He's been very consistent, and I mean, he's been Arsenal's best player in the last 5 games. So, he asked me number 3.
Not a bad shout. I'm gonna say my piece, and then we'll go back to the Vardy versus Kane discussion.
Actually,
Ain't no discussion. There's no discussion about that.
Top 3. No, top 3. No, 1 second. Sonny,
no. I've got some
Top 3.
one thing.
This
No,
season. Top 3 for me. Top 3 for me this season. Yeah. This isn't just current form. This is overall season. Yeah. I'm sorry to say this. Yeah. My boy Fred's getting in there. I'm gonna also say, I don't want to seem biased. I'm gonna say Son. It has to be Heung-min Son, man. He's a beast.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Number 3, you lot are gonna hate me for this. He's had 2 bad games. I'm sorry, Harry Maguire.
Oh my! I could name better
Oh,
11
Jerry,
than those.
Jerry, I knew you were gonna start. Listen, what has Harry Maguire done wrong this season? I don't get what he's done wrong.
I agree with you. I agree with
Hang
you.
on.
Oh, you agree? Okay, sick. Right. Let's go back to that debate.
No, forget about that debate. You just put Harry Maguire in.
On form. Yeah, we'll go to that. Okay, cool. Harry Maguire, what's the problem with him being put in that list?
What do you mean, what's the problem with him? He's the one weakness in that United team.
No,
Wait, how can you say?
No, look, Maguire's a great centre-back, but Bailly had to come in to save him.
No.
Bro.
Look at Liverpool. Bro. We played Lindelof and Maguire. I didn't because they goal. What do you mean?
What are you talking about,
like
Jerry?
Sonny just said, bro.
No, he said because Sonny said that as soon as Bailly came in, he saved them. What do you mean by that?
What do you mean? That's what Maguire needs, a quick centre-back next to him. And granted, I agree, he's not had that all season because Lindelof, but this is what I'm saying. Maguire's a great centre-back, but he hasn't had that next to him, which is why he's been awful for most of this season.
Yeah, but what do you mean saved? What does he need to be? What does he need
What
to
do you
be
mean?
saved
Because
by?
Maguire needs to play like Bayer next to him because Bayer's more quick than him. Bayer actually wins headers.
Okay, but but even
Yeah.
even with Lindelof next to him,
He
why
needs
did
an form.
Maguire was still having a great season? He was still having a great season. I think he was
No,
personally.
hang on. No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was.
He was. Yes, he was.
He
Yeah, it
was.
was.
No, he wasn't.
RBL, that's his
Maguire
one
was the
bad
best player.
game. In the Everton game, so in the Everton game,
You sit here and name me more than 4 games, and then I'll put my hands up.
4 games.
Newcastle when he scored.
Yeah, that's for Newcastle. 100% tackle is completed against Everton. That's a good game. Pink man, because you put me under pressure. PSG first leg. That was a good. That was actually a
Yeah.
good
No,
game.
he wasn't there. He didn't play. No, he didn't
Oh,
play.
Jerry, he was.
No,
Oh,
it
that was
was. It was
Twanzebe.
Twanzebe.
Oh, that
No,
was
it was Twanzebe
Tanzania.
and
Yeah,
Lindelof.
shit.
Yeah.
Who am I getting mixed up with then?
He's got to admit it, man. You just admit it.
No, he's been good this season. I'm not gonna discredit him, man.
He's been
I
good
No,
though.
look. I'm not saying he's been awful this season. I think there's an argument for it. But look,
Bro,
you put him in top players. I think that's a bit unfair.
Look, overall season, he deserves it, man. He deserves it as a captain as well to take on that. Have a dead centre back next to you. Yeah,
Well, I mean, it might be
in
for
your
you, but
way.
I've never heard more complaints from United fans in my life about him being
who-
captain.
who's dragging your weight, and then you actually manage to complete 100% tackles complete, get 100% tackles completed in 3 games before Eric Bailly steps in, then you're somehow way better as well. You still carry on the same form. I think he deserves it because he's been playing well this season. If he wasn't a captain, I wouldn't have given it to him. But with how much hate he gets, and he's a captain, and how slow he is as well, to retain the ball back with his pace as well, to take it off of players like Salah. Like he took the ball off Salah like 2 times against Liverpool.
Oh,
That's
come on, man. Salah's not that sort of player, though.
no. Salah has pace,
No,
right? Salah has tenacity and
He's quick.
pace. He has tenacity and pace, and
I
Maguire won
don't
it.
think he's that sort of player to try burst past a player.
Well, Maguire is top centre back, and I'm not any other way. You guys might disagree, but I
You
don't.
can't be saying.
No,
Like
I think
Sonny,
he's a good centre back.
like
I think
Sonny,
he's a good
Sonny,
centre
you
back.
can't be
like
saying.
Sonny would say, oh, Henderson and Fabinho, they're both better than him as centre back.
No,
You think
I
that?
wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
You
I
can't
wouldn't.
be
I wouldn't.
saying that.
Think that,
You can't
yeah.
be saying we're sitting top of the league. It doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Exactly.
you give credit
What
to
was
the
it? What was the
manager.
argument?
I said you can't be saying Maguire not been good when we're sitting on top of the league.
No,
But now
I
Leicester,
get that.
but
I get that.
we won.
I don't want to sit here and make excuses saying that the league's been poor. But if there's a weak link in that team, which there is it not the defence?
It is I wouldn't say it's the weak link. I'd say it's our least strong department. That's what I would say.
Well, recently I'd agree with you, but I think for the whole season there has been a weak link.
Yeah, that is true, but that's only because we've had many patches of injuries on our left side, and then we've had them players being inconsistent. And now we've seen when Tellez properly merged into the team and Nuke was consistent. Maguire's having better games. Wan-Bissaka was getting into the game a bit more as well. And we've seen that recently. So I wouldn't put it past Maguire to hold down a few more clean sheets. But yes, we conceded nearly every win we've had. I have to be real here. We have, but we have to give him a bit of a break. I think he does get too much hate, and the only reason, listen, if he was worth 35 million, he wouldn't be getting this hate. He wouldn't. And sadly, that is the truth. He wouldn't be. And he's a good centre back, in my opinion. But you go on, Jerry. Go on.
You know, when I talked about my 3 on form, I said Vardy, Bruno, and Kane. I want to change it. I want to change Harry Kane to Sonny Ming. Just to let you know.
You're taking Kane out of that.
Yeah, I want to put Son because I like Son better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue about that. I'm still gonna argue about Jamie
nah,
Vardy.
look, I like Son. Don't get me wrong, but if you think about it, Harry Kane makes that whole entire team work because Jose Mourinho's system needs someone that's going to start the attack from the defense. And basically, most likely, Harry Kane is dropping deep and picking up the ball and in spaces where Jose Mourinho really doesn't have a good number 10, honestly, because I don't really rate Lo Celso really in that advanced role. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
so Harry Kane has to do that as well, doesn't he?
He has to do all that work on top of still, being Harry Kane. So I feel as if
He's not the
Harry
fastest
Kane brings that
either.
biggest on
He's not
that
the
team.
fastest either. He breaks up
This
the
is my
play very well. But before we go on to our next topic, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, people. Yeah, you guys know what to do. Everyone in chat, big up to you. And yeah, man, next topic.
reason,
Jerry, do you want to say something? Go on, Jerry.
not this last one. The reason why I picked Son, because think about it, that Champions League year, 2 seasons ago, Harry Kane's been
Hang on, they
injured and
weren't talking about
Son.
this season.
Oh,
Why are we
yeah,
on
but think
Coutinho?
about but whenever, but the reason why I said Son, but whenever King gets injured, Son goes up top and he does some badness and he scores his
But
big six. And we got because
but
listen,
how's
his
that a
record
relation
up
to this
top
season?
is sick. This season, Son's been good as well. Yeah, I'm talking about
But I'm
this season,
saying
last
like,
season.
but you wouldn't say Kane's been better.
No, but Son for me, Son's better this season because he's been good.
Like,
FIFA, yo, 2K's just upset because Son scored a world-class goal against Arsenal.
bro, that goal
That
is
was a
so
mad
great.
goal.
It was
That's so
brilliant. It was
great,
brilliant.
bro.
I'm not. I'm only joking. It was brilliant
Son,
though.
Like it was a good
Um,
goal. It just feels so preventable. Like when you watch the goal over
It
multiple, you're
does.
like,
Of
it
course
was
it
the most
does.
preventable goal ever.
oh,
But I
it's
mean,
so
it was a good
good.
finish.
Yeah, they
When you
literally won the ball back and had like 5 touches until it went in.
have cheating
You're right.
frauds as your right back, you can't stop it. But now we go on to this. This is relatable to all of us. So preferred signings. Obviously, Liverpool, Man United, and Arsenal all need signings. We know
For our
this
own
now.
club.
They all need signings. They all need signings, and I want to get your preferred signings. So, say you had to sign 2 players. Who you pick in what departments? Start with Sonny.
What we saying, like realistic?
No, who you would generally go for?
Who I would genuinely go for? I'm going to be a bit realistic, a little bit. I'll go for a centre back, Botman. I've watched a bit of him. Him at Lille, I think 20 years of age, around 20 million. I think, wow, what a player. And obviously, what Liverpool need right now is a centre back, isn't it? So that would obviously help. And the little bit unrealistic bit, Erling Haaland, I think, look, you look at the striker position, Firmino, he's been lacking. And Erling Haaland, he finishes everything that comes to him. I think he's going to be, like I said it on my stream the other day, he's going to win at least 1 Ballon d'Or.
You think he's the next coming of Ian Rush?
No, I'm gonna.
He's different, but he could
I'm gonna put an
statistically be there.
Statistically, I
I'm gonna
mean,
put their opinion out after we're all done. We'll go over 2K next. Your 2 signings that you would, if you were manager, you would sign. So
yeah,
which
man.
departments and which 2 players?
There's so much to choose from because, bro, I feel like I make a video on signings every other day. But
Yes, Ski, what's good, YouTube? Yes, transfer.
yes, Thursday. I mean, yeah, boys. I mean, all right, look, the first signing. This is like because like I don't see Arteta as a creative man. I don't see Arteta like how everyone sees Arteta as this guy that's gonna play this free flowing football. Like I see us playing this back to the wall, ugly duckling like type football. Like so, I'm gonna want to get Basuma from Brighton. That's the first signing I want to make. I want to go get someone that's qualified to play next to Thomas Partey. Like he doesn't have to be as good because come on, Thomas Partey's in a league of his own, but a strong midfielder that can dribble, can do it all. And then probably besides that, I mean, I like our attack a lot. People don't like our attack. I just feel like there's a missing link between the attack and the midfield usually. I mean, before Emil Smith Rowe, I feel Hussein Mawar could do everything. Obviously do everything that.
Wow, yeah.
I take Awar next, but knowing Arsenal, I wouldn't take Buendia. Like some of these rumors are really bad. I think Basuma and Basuma and Awar because that's the only good options I can see right now. Sabasai's gone. That was my target.
Well, brilliant, 2K man. I hear where you're coming from, bro. Because you know what most people would say? They'd say, you know, Basuma or just someone like dug out from the championship. Just this gives you a chance to who you would generally pick if you were in that role, if that makes sense. So they don't have to just rely on players. They don't have to just rely on realistic players. So championship teams who you got really have to rely on at the moment.
And if you look at it, that amount, like the players I'm talking about, that's gonna cost us for both in excess of like 50 million. You know what I mean? That's really not much in January. And if you think about it, that fits his mold of like hard, strong, gutty players. William would not have played if Arteta had a vision of playing this amazing, free flowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I it's facts, man. I agree. Jerry, let me know, bro. Who would you sign? Who would you sign?
So didn't just transfer window was a bad one, but I like the signings that we did. But the thing was that we should have done it earlier. So to strengthen, I would have added 3 more men. One is a centre back, one's a DM, and one is Ronaldo's replacement, right wing. So my first one is Jadon Sancho. I would have given the number 7 shirt, not to the Cavani, because him and Rashford play well together because they play well for England.
Yeah.
And for DM, I would have signed Thomas Partey because this is all. If he was Arsenal or Man United, he will choose Man United, and that's a fact. Have a
If
centre
Thomas
back.
Partey,
I wanted.
yo,
It's true.
if Thomas
It's true.
Partey, my bad, bro. I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. But if Thomas Partey was in Manchester United's team right now, oh
yeah.
my goodness, Paul Pogba would
Pogba.
be unleashed. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
Jesus.
He'll be mad.
I saw him
And
yesterday, and I'm like, guys, like I'm just sitting there mesmerized by just him. Continue, Jerry. My bad, bro.
Go on, Jerry.
And for centre back is a Premier League experienced Nathan Ake, but he's gone City now because he'll do well with Maguire.
Nathan
I literally
Ake.
forgot about Ake.
He's so
Yeah,
happy.
Forgot he was a player.
Ake
Yeah,
is
he's so good. He's a
trash.
good player. No, he's a good player.
He
He's
doesn't even
good.
play at
He's
City
good.
though.
At least he was cheap. At least we went for
Cheap,
cheaper as well.
cheap.
I
He
was
wasn't
Reason.
cheap.
thinking
He was like 40 mil, I swear.
He wouldn't have been cheap.
Yeah,
No, it was like 20
45
million.
million.
20 million.
Nah, he
Was
would
it
have been
20?
40.
I don't know how much it was, but
45.
He was like 45
45.
mil.
Yeah, and I literally haven't seen him play like 2
I would
games in
take
a row this season.
because he's left with a centre back, which
Where is he?
needed.
Is he injured?
He's not injured, but Pep doesn't play him.
Yeah, because
He has many.
for one, he's trailer trash, and two, he's trash.
Not
So
He's not trash. Nah,
when
he's not trash.
I think he's trash. Personally, I
If
think
he's trash, why is he getting into Lebanon team then?
he's a FIFA kid. He's someone who everyone watches on FIFA, sees on FIFA, and they're like sick player, and they get him to like 84 rated in Manchester United or Chelsea team. I just don't think he's good enough. I think, to be honest with you, I think Tomori's better than him.
I think the reason he actually went to the reason
No, I'm
Pep
sorry.
wanted him, the reason
Sorry.
Pep wanted him was because of the fact that he can play left back and still play center back, and Pep likes his center backs to be able to play variations of different of positions. So that's one thing. Because like for example, Kyle Walker, you see him put Kyle Walker as a third choice center back at times, or even sometimes at center back, and then he'll go back out to right back. I think that's the only reason Ake ended up there, anyways. But he wouldn't have been 2 million. He would have been 45.
I would love him. I would love him
Absolutely.
in United, man.
Well, who would I sign? Only 2 positions needed. DM, centre back. Centre back, pretty simple. You put Meccano. I want him. He's sick. I don't know why everyone underrates him now, just because everyone says, "Oh, we might not be all that." I don't care what you've seen from other centre backs. He is a beast.
Bro, hot take. I think he gets carried by Kanate at Leipzig, bro.
He's
Hot
beast.
take.
I'm sorry to say this as well, yeah.
Hot
Well,
take.
I'm sorry to say this, but everyone talks about Ramos and Cavani and all these players, but they're on their last legs. It doesn't matter how good they are. It's not long term, and I want long-term deal. I don't want short-term. I'm not that guy, all right? I want a long-term deal, and it fits perfectly, because what's the point in being short-term? You're not going to progress as a player. You're not going to progress into the team. You're not going to find your place completely. You just be known as someone who was at United, not someone who's been to United and actually played there for seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons and seasons. And that's why I think Ibrahimovic being at United was decent for us in quality, but long term, no, it wasn't, because we were only there for a while. DM, listen, I'd love NDD. I'd love NDD. I'd kill for NDD. I would. I'd honestly kill for NDD, because
You know what's
you
funny?
you can have 2 shifts. You can have 2 shifts. You can have NDD, then you can have Pogba and Bruno, or you can switch it around. You can have an NDD, Fred, and Bruno, and that's a midfield. That's 2 sets of midfields that I would take any day.
What formation is Man United playing right now currently? Like
4-3-3.
consistently.
Playing like a
No, but-
4-3-3.
So like
But we
in my
changed it a
opinion,
lot.
that works. I think Ndidi actually would probably be your best bet, because I mean I think he's the one person that would just marshal the defense and just sit in front of the back 4. But like, yo, guys, don't you think, like, just how we were on Conte, right? Don't you think that the game is going away from players like Ndidi, like Conte, like these players that just win the ball and play it off to someone? Like, I'm not saying Ndidi's terrible. He's not terrible. He would be actually very good signing for Manchester United. He's a very good ball winner. But in the sense of, like, he's very good for Manchester United. I'm just saying, like, don't you think players like that aren't going to be
You mentioned there
leveraged.
Kante. I think people need to speak about that a little bit more. The downfall of Kante, I think, has been
ridiculous.
wow.
Downfall.
Bro,
Yeah.
the man has made a living off his
Downfall.
name
Yeah,
in the
but
last
if
2
he
years,
came-
bro.
Kante has had a huge downfall. Look how good he was
Downfall.
about 2 years ago.
Downfall.
I'm not saying he's not good anymore,
Bro,
but he's
he's
nowhere
not the
near
same.
that.
He's not the
Downfall
same.
is where downfall is like, for example,
Ads, hang on. Are you forgetting what Chelsea are like right now?
yeah, but bro, listen, a downfall for me is someone like Welbeck. That's a downfall. You have
But he never had a
everything
cheap
there,
ride.
you have everything there, you express it consistently, and then if something wrong happens to you, then you go down. That's a
Look,
downfall.
Kante might be being
bro.
used out of
I
position,
think
but I don't
Danny
see anything good
Welbeck-
from him anymore.
Kante was good during the 17 unbeaten run. He was like man of the match like 10 times out of the
How I
17.
see about Danny Welbeck, how I see Danny Welbeck is how I see Rashford now. Like I see them as big game players that have little moments, and that's it. I don't
What?
see Marcus
Whoa.
Rashford as anything.
No,
Nah,
no,
that's harsh
No,
on Rashford.
that
there.
is
no,
disrespect.
Bro,
Disrespect.
Marcus
Disrespect.
Rashford
No.
isn't
Tuesday.
level.
Disrespect.
Yo,
Marcus
I
Tuesday.
cannot
Rashford.
wait for the show 3 weeks from now.
Don't
I can't wait.
No.
Bro,
Okay,
isn't levels.
That
Danny
is
Welbeck,
disrespectful.
Danny Welbeck,
Colin.
Danny Welbeck. You're right in the sense that Danny Welbeck had the same potential that Rashford had at his age, but Rashford is past the age where Danny Welbeck was at United, and Danny Welbeck was this age now when he was at Arsenal, and he spent all these years at Arsenal, and what happened? Nothing changed.
We didn't expect, but that's the
That-
difference.
Sadly,
We didn't expect
sadly,
Danny Welbeck.
one second,
Welbeck is trash.
I'm bringing stats here, and I'm not a stats guy, and this is on someone Indiana who does not like stats even. I don't like them either, but I have to turn to them and I want to prove a point. Danny Welbeck had it all. He won 2 awards at Manchester United and won a league with them, and he won an EPL. He won an EFL Cup as well. And he moved on to Arsenal. Van Gaal didn't want part of his plans. He went to Arsenal. He scored, I think it was like it 20, 25 goals he scored for Arsenal, 24 goals or something like that. Included, it's all over every single tournament. I mean,
Okay.
Arsenal
Okay.
altogether. He scored that amount, but at the same time he's doing that, he got injured and missed thousands of days, a thousand days of football missed, a thousand days of football missed, and over 1K hours missed of football in training as well. That's how much he's missed, and that's why I say we can all laugh at him and realistically be very rude to him, because personally, anyone who disrespects Welbeck now, I tell them to put their heads in shame, because this guy destroyed Norwich's defense with 1 kick at the ball.
No,
That overhead
come on. You can't stick up for Welbeck
that shit
anymore.
over
I'm
Martinez.
not sticking up, man. He's not
Martinez is seen to be a top class goalkeeper. No one can discredit his talent. I'm sorry, you can't discredit his talent. He's one of
Bro,
the most experienced England players at the moment.
Who disrespected Danny Welbeck? I just put you to market.
Well,
Marcus
not you,
Rashford on that level.
not you. No, I'm just saying we can't compare Welbeck to Rashford, because Danny Welbeck left Manchester United at a way older and advanced age, and he missed 100 days of football playing at Arsenal. Then he went to Watford. He didn't play many games there. He scored 3 goals for Watford. Brilliant 3 goals. They were all classy goals, especially the overhead kick. That for me, that was goal of the season.
But you're missing my point. I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they're in the same space of their careers. I'm not saying that's a different time frame in itself. But I'm basically saying what Danny Welbeck offers you is he just pops up with a goal in big moments. Same thing. He did it for us. Even being a second choice striker, Marcus Rashford will pop up with a big goal in big moments. But in terms of what he offers you on the pitch, you can't tell me what he offers you, because even in finishing, he's very poor at times. Very poor.
Yeah, but
So
2K. That's why I have to take away points of how much I like Wenger, because there's no way Danny Welbeck should have been second option. He should have been first option, because Giroud was always injured. He always had injury patches as well. You had 2 injury-prone attackers. That's facts. Look at the injury statements for Giroud. Guys, you guys can back me up on this. Giroud and Welbeck were always injured at Arsenal. They were always injured.
Not Giroud. No,
Giroud
was a bench player.
Giroud had like...
No, Giroud was a bench player.
Giroud was shit at Arsenal.
Giroud had like 5 injuries in the space of 2 seasons. I'm not lying. He had like 5 injuries in the space of 3 seasons, and then he left and moved on to Arsenal because he wasn't part of their plans anymore. I've talked to many Arsenal fans. They would have loved to have had Giroud stay, but would he be performing now? No. And the reason why he wouldn't be is because Aubameyang's there and he's always going to be first option. So,
Yeah,
I mean, what can I say?
that's obvious, but the reason Arsene Wenger played off of Olivier Giroud is because Olivier Giroud is a base. I mean, Olivier Giroud is a base that you could play off of. Hence why Arteta is now playing Lacazette. That's why every manager picks Lacazette, because he's a base where you can build your football off of.
Between with this comment.
Right.
Matty Cash, best right back in the league at the moment. No, that will never ever happen.
To be fair, no, I was saying no, but actually, who's better than him right now? Who's better than him?
I think Wan-Bissaka's dipping into form again.
Facts. Wan-Bissaka all day.
Wan-Bissaka's dipping into form again. He pocketed Salah. I'm sorry, not Salah, Mane. He pocketed Mane.
Mane.
Yeah, but most players have pocketed Mane this season.
Yeah, but
The thing is,
but
all
when we
your
played
players.
him last time, Wan-Bissaka let him slip once and Mane got the goal.
Tierney, best left back in the league. Let's move.
Tierney, no.
Let's move.
No.
Let's move.
Well, let's actually talk about that.
Robertson.
Let's actually talk about that. Best, before we go, that's actually one of my topics as well. Best left back in the league at the moment and overall.
And then-
I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go first and put
Go on.
and stir the pot a little bit. Overall, Robertson is the best. Overall,
Why?
this season.
No, come on, 2K,
Look at the
bro.
stats.
Come on.
Look at the stats.
Are you saying what they've done and accomplished in the Premier
No,
League?
no, one second. No, 1 second. No, 1 second. You asked why his expected tackles a game is like 3.01. It's like 3.01. Like no one has that other than Alphonso Davies, and he doesn't even make as much tackles as he's expected to in stats. He doesn't, Jerry. He doesn't. Alphonso Davies
I know.
is not the best
I know.
is not the best left back in the world. In the world, I'm gonna say
Yeah.
Robertson. It has to be Robertson. I'm sorry. I know I'm being no. Sonny knows this.
Jerry, did you just say Robertson's not the best left back in the world?
No, he's the best left back in the league, but in the world, I'm going for Alphonso Davies because this guy is
man.
a
I said again, it's a left wing playing left
Champions
back.
League, he's a madness.
He's a winger. He's a winger playing in
Champions
left
League.
back. He's like Saka. You'll find it.
Nah,
I
not
tell
that
you, when he
Saka,
gets
bro.
older,
Alphonso Davies last
Nah,
season.
look, Alphonso Davies is an amazing player, but trust me, you will not see him at left back for his whole career because he's not a left back.
he's going to be a winger. He's going to be a winger or a midfielder. That's what he can play. Because listen, I know he's like Prime on FIFA. He always if he were to be a right back or left
Prime
back,
on FIFA.
if he were to be a left back or right back, he'd
Prime.
always overlap the winger. That's why I think Davies is so great. But
I hope Prime's watching.
Tierney, there's a shout for him in current form, but for me, he doesn't take number one spot on current form. The person I'm going to say on current form has to be man like Burger King, innit? Luke Shaw, innit?
That's a good shout.
Luke Shaw,
Yeah,
the best
good
left back
shout,
on
yeah.
form in the league at the moment.
At the moment. All right. Based on pedigree, what they've done, and over time, obviously, there's no question. It's Robertson. That's no question. What he's done so far at Liverpool, the level of consistency, like you can't fault that. You can't just throw that away because of a great Tierney patch. But my argument to that would be, if we're talking about what they if Tierney gets a year and a half, 2, that's a serious argument. Versatility standpoint. For one, Tierney's played most of his games at center back. Tierney's playing a very flexible position in Arteta's team right now, where he's basically playing almost 2 positions at times. He's playing center back as a back in that part of a back 3, and then he's overlapping. He's doing running. Like Robertson's job is stay high, cross the ball. And he's gonna get a lot of the service and a lot of time to cross the ball because of how high he is up the pitch. And he's a great athlete. I'm not saying he's not a great athlete, but Tierney's versatility, the way he can play different positions. And the fact that he has less quality around him and less link up around him. He has a bombing on his side. You know what I mean? And he's still playing wonderful.
I can't disagree. But I want to get to Sam Greenwood. Listen, Sam, I'm sorry, bro. You can't call Wan-Bissaka a headless chicken when you have fucking plant grower in Bellerin as right back. You can't about
Hey, bro. We readjust
Bellerin being a headless chicken. Like, what?
Hey, that man's fraud, bro.
I have a question for Sam Greenwood though. Would Bellerin ever pocket Mane?
We just got rid of Bellerin, bro. Cedric in.
Yeah, but Sam Greenwood's there disrespecting our right back who has apparently stopped a world class player. Mane is
how can disrespect our
at
play
this current moment. He is. I don't care what anyone says. He's top 3 left wingers in the world. He always will be until he ends his
Wait, hang
career.
on, who?
Mane,
Oh yeah.
left wing, not right wing, because we know. Right, unpopular opinion here. I'm sorry. I'm
That is
sorry. I'm
true,
sorry.
man. That is true.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I think Mane overall as a player. Oh, I don't want to say this because Sonny's here, man. He knows what I'm going to say as well. I
I
know.
still
Just
he
say
knows
think
what
it,
I'm
man.
gonna say.
Just say it.
Right.
Oh, I know what you're saying.
We're going to do unpopular opinions. That's the last thing on the topic board. So we're going to go for me, Sonny, 2K, then Jerry, and then we're going to end the stream. Right. Mane is better than Salah.
Oh, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, of course.
yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't really,
Yeah.
it's a different. There's a lot of debates, but I wouldn't argue with it.
Like,
Right. I'm going to say this on that. I'm someone who's been backing my boy since day. Listen, I like him because I saw what he did at Southampton. That one game, you know those videos that they made, like the game that made Liverpool or Man
Oh,
United
yeah.
this player, yeah. That game was magnificent.
Hasn't Mane got the quickest hat trick ever at Southampton?
He had
Yeah, I remember that time.
I think he's one of the only players who've ever had a hat trick at Southampton. I'm not even lying. I think he is one of the only players who've ever had. They don't score much. They do nowadays, and Danny Ings has one record for that. I know Mane has scored a hat trick there. And apparently Andrew Gobcher from 78, 79 season also scored a hat trick. But he's just some unknown player who no one knows anymore. But, all I'm going to say is, I think Mane is better than Salah. Because at one point, I think when you got the season, I think it was the season before, or because I know it wasn't the season you actually won the league. I think it was the season before. You lot beat that team 4-2 in the Champions League, right? And
Hoffenheim, was it?
yeah,
Was it Barcelona?
that was a world class
No.
performance. That's it was Hoffenheim 4-2
Yeah.
at home. But that famous meme
No,
came from
James
James
Redmond, yeah.
From James Redmond. He thinks he is the best. He thinks he's the best attacker in the world. At that point in current form, check the stats compared to people like Ronaldo, Messi. They went in their best form at that time. But Mane was, and you look at the stats, Mane really did overlap them. So at that current stage, Mane, for me, was the best player in the world at that point. At that point, not that whole season, at that point. And it's because you can't overlap people who aren't on your level and then not expect a little bit of praise for it. Because you're not going to just say, yeah, Mane is world class, because we knew that already. So if a world class player is overperforming and doing better than players who have been in the game way longer than him and who expanded their game at way younger ages, that is impressive. So at that current stage, I would have said he is a top class player, the best player in the world. But once you reach that achievement, that makes you 100% world class player. So I'm going to say Mane is better than Salah. That's my unpopular opinion. Sonny, you want to go next?
Yeah, it was a lot more unpopular probably about last year, but I say Raheem Sterling is nowhere near as good as the media make him. I know people say he's hated by the media, but I think as a player, I've seen a lot of him, and I've seen comparisons to Messi and Ronaldo. And since seeing that, I'm never dropping this agenda.
Who?
Yeah.
Raheem Sterling.
Why have you got Raheem Sterling agenda?
What do you mean? He's overrated.
Why have you got... No, I think he's underrated. I think he's underrated.
No, he ain't underrated.
I think he's underrated because everyone's saying he's only a good player. He's not top class. He's not world class. Like, he is a top class. You can't deny it. He is top class, not world class. Top class for me. When you project in the first set division, so you're in a side, especially you can be a top class player and not be in a top 6 side like Danny Ings. But for me, Sterling, he was top 3 for top 3 wingers and right wingers in the world for the past 2 seasons. So last year, definitely one of them, and the season before that, when he joined City, he was definitely one of the best wingers in the world at that point.
I think being top class though is where, for example, and a Sergio Aguero, where you know what you're getting out of him 9 games out of 10. I feel like Raheem Sterling has these games where he's like literally untouchable. He has these games for Pep consistently where he'll have a purple patch form 6-7 games where he's untouchable, and then he'll have games where he just fades out. He literally just fades out of the game. So it's kind of tough to say that he's on the level of Messi, Ronaldo. That's why I would say he's overrated in that sense, because bro, like, you cannot be getting put in the same breath as these men, and you're not putting up consistent numbers.
Yeah, he
I
went a few months without scoring
agree.
last season. It's mad.
Agree, but like, do you remember that time, right, where I think he just joined City. I think it was 17-18 season. The guy was a beast. After that, he was a different beast. Last season, brilliant. This season,
No, last season, no.
Last season was different.
all right,
Last season
okay,
was
cool.
best season.
Last season was not better than his first 2 seasons, but it was still a good season. Like, look at the numbers; they were pretty good amounts of goals. But this season has to be his worst at City, but it's still not horrible because he's still scoring. You can listen. That's why he's a top class player. You can play bad throughout a season but still get goals.
No, I never said he's a bad player. Of course, he's an amazing player, but it's just like I said, I've seen comparisons to Ronaldo and Messi by the media. Literally, I think it was, I want to say, a bit over a year ago when he was stat padding. I think even when Sterling stat padding, he's not that player. I don't care how many goals he gets. Look at his goals.
So you don't think he's on their level, but you think he's a top class player.
Yeah, well, he's a top class player. Anyone who plays for Man City is a top class player, but that's not my point, you know, because I think who John Stones?
He's not top class.
John Stones is top class.
He's the B-Tech Phil Jones. 2K. What's your unpopular opinion?
It would have to be that Bruno Fernandes, bro. He is not levels like how people say he is, bro. It's time that we finally put that to bed, bro. Please put that to bed. Put that to bed that Bruno Fernandes is a quality midfielder, bro. At least if you want to say he's a quality midfielder, cool, but let's put it in the right context for a counter-attack.
People who compare him to Kevin De Bruyne, I do not understand it.
Where he's getting put in the same breath as Kevin De Bruyne, bro. Let's look at his passing accuracy. Average pass. Let's bring it up. Average pass accuracy of 70% per game. Now, cool. You want to say, all right, creative midfielders are supposed to take risks. All right, cool. There's games where he has lower, 64%, and he actually doesn't even make 2 key passes a game. Now, that's bringing up stats. Now, let's do the eye test. The eye test, right? I see Bruno Fernandes make so many risky passes that don't pull off. There's times where he the simple passes on, and instead of just playing a simple ball that makes more sense, he'll literally try to attempt the unattemptable. Now, I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes isn't a good player. He's a decent player. He's a 7 out of 10 player. He's a very decent player that can make most teams in the Premier League. But to say he's a world-class midfielder, guys, he pops up with a goal. Let's take away his penalties. Let's take away his penalties. Let's do all of that. Let's look at his goals. He pops up with the odd goal. And he has, besides, let's say, Everton, besides some of these games this season, he hasn't been that good to be put in the same breath. But he's a stat machine, bro. So he's going to be judged differently, like Frank Lampard was in his career towards the beginning of my time of watching football, bro. Like, he's a stat machine.
I'm going to be real now.
Name me one player. Name me one player. Please let me say something. Name me one player that's come in January and made such an impact as he did.
He didn't make an impact. He didn't make an impact, bro. He didn't make an impact, bro. He didn't make an impact.
He did.
Bro,
what are you talking about?
He didn't make the biggest impact, bro.
I feel like he did. I feel like his impact is out of this world, to be fair to him.
Nuts. Don't be talking crap.
You know what's crazy? Pogba ended up the season with more key passes than him in that sprint that he was at the club. So I'm asking you, where was his impact at? Because let's take away the goals, because 95% of them was penalties. So let's take away and his assists. Let's look at his assist rate. Do we need to bring up the assist rate? Where was his productivity in that sprint of the season to say that he had a massive impact on United? Why can't
let me ask you a question then? Okay, who was the better player before Bruno came in? Pogba or Fred?
Facts.
I'm confused. What does that like have to do with Bruno?
No, you'll realize when
injuries.
Realize.
I mean, that's terrible to say because Pogba is not being played in his rightful position, in my opinion. So yes, you can say Fred was playing better, but Pogba isn't playing in his rightful position. But if Pogba was playing in Bruno Fernandes' position, there's no need for Bruno Fernandes in this team. Donny van de Beek, in my opinion,
it's true. That is true though. That if Pogba was playing as the number 6, as the number 8, there would be no need for Bruno. But if you would the reason why I asked that,
they would because Pogba doesn't offer as much as Bruno.
Yeah, but
no. That's why I would
have We've seen consistency from Pogba. We've seen it how he can be when he's consistent, and that's why. Reaper knows that when he's consistent, he can be a different beast. We wouldn't need him if he's consistent.
Sonny, this is where I would
Let's be
actually,
real.
I would actually say, yo, bro, he actually does.
Oh,
You know
one second.
why?
Stop
Go on,
talking rubbish,
go on,
bro.
mate.
You know why? Because, bro, let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wouldn't have the job right now if it wasn't for Paul Pogba. That's facts. Facts. That's
Get me out.
facts.
No,
Get
no,
out.
no.
Get out. Get out.
Do we need to
Get
look
out
up the
of
stats? Do we need to
Get
look up
out.
the stats?
Get out. Get
No,
out.
we
Nah.
need to look up
Get
the
out.
stats.
I'm
Do we
done
need to look
talking.
up the
2K,
stats? Yo,
2K,
yo,
2K, 2K, 2K,
we need to
2K,
look up the
2K.
stats.
You
Alright,
are.
Wait, you're
What have you been watching?
1 second, 2K,
look
1
at the stats,
second.
bro.
Listen to this as well. Before I get to that scandalous comment into chat as well. Listen,
Now, dump.
it's not facts. Pogba did not save Ollie. All right, no one saved Ollie but himself. No one saved Ollie but himself.
No, bro.
1 second, no, let me finish, bro. He put his trust in these players. He put his trust in Luke Shaw, who was crap before he came. He put his trust in Fred before he came, and he was trash. He put his trust in Pogba to play more. He's done that. He put his trust in Martial. He was crap before he came, and he's also put his trust in Rashford. He's bettered all those 5 players. And for me, if Ollie wasn't there, Pogba was out the door before he even came.
All right, so
That's-
ads. I'm gonna pull up statements, and you tell me if it's fact or fiction. You tell me if it's fact or fiction. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in, you guys played a 4-3-3. Fact or fiction?
Yes.
It's a fact. We did.
Paul Pogba was the most advanced midfielder at that time. Yes, would you agree? When he first came in.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Did Paul Pogba end up having one of the best stretches he's ever had in a Manchester United shirt, playing in the most advanced position? Hence, where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got the job. Yes, in a 4-3-3. Correct.
Yes, it's correct.
And then guess what? Then afterwards, you guys ended up reverting to a 4-2-3-1. You took
That's
Paul
because-
Pogba out of that role, and guess what? You guys ended up losing to
No,
Cardiff,
no,
having the
no.
worst end to the season. Then you guys went into the 4-2-3-1.
No,
That
and
is
then-
due to Huddersfield. Huddersfield.
Oh, Huddersfield. I thought it was Cardiff.
No, it was Cardiff as well.
2K. Listen, the season where Cardiff were in the league, that's way before Bruno even came. We're talking about the season that Bruno came in.
I know.
The
I'm
season-
just telling
one
you.
second,
No.
1 second. The reason why we drew against Wolves, everyone says, oh yeah, we drew against Wolves on Bruno's debut because Bruno was there. If he wasn't there, we would have lost. No. The reason why we drew that game is because Ollie set out for us to go there and get a win. And then he refurbished it in the before the second half. And he refurbished it. He put us back into I think it was a 4-2-3-1. But we went there in a 4-4-3. We went there in a 4-3-3. And he switched that up for the fact because he knew what they were going to do was part the bus, and they weren't going to, and we couldn't take advantage of that because our best attacker wasn't even on the field; he was injured. And the reason why we got a draw that day, it wasn't because of luck; it's because we had to play for the draw. They were never going to let open for what they were doing. They weren't even moving forward. They weren't. That's why Wolves drew of us. And I wanted you to answer the question of who was a better player before Bruno came, either Pogba or Fred, because Fred was the better player. And if you had answered Fred, I would have said
I said Fred.
the reason why that is because
Pogba was
Bruno's game has adapted next to both Bruno and Bruno's game has both adapted. It has adapted both to next. No, fuck my words. Bruno's game has adapted next to both Bruno. No, fuck. Bruno's game has adapted next to both Pogba and Fred. He's adapted as a player next to those 2 players. And the reason why they are is because he's a top-class player. And Ollie has put those players in that position. Our best midfield 3 is Fred, Bruno, and Pogba.
Bro, this is my closing. Go ahead, Jay.
First of all, that last season, Pogba was out half the season. That's why Ollie struggled. Pogba was out. We had to pay players like Jesse Lingard and Andres Pereira. And also, in January against FA Cup against Wolves, Rashford was our best player and got injured. And then we started losing games. We lost Liverpool 2-0, and we also lost to Burnley. And then after Man City game, we won 1-0. Bruno came in and he revolutionized the team, and he became even stronger. And if Bruno was out of the team, yeah, our confidence would drop. Because think about Bruno is a leader and our best player.
The same guy that doesn't want to come off, bro.
He's the main reasons why he got third last season. And we'll start
Isn't the
winning
same
games.
guy that doesn't want to come off?
Huh?
This is the same guy that's prima donna and almost doing a Granite Xhaka when he didn't want to come
Yeah,
off.
but 2K, that's
Kepa-
admission though.
Kepa
He wants to
2.0.
stay on the pitch and play.
We're not a leader. Wait, no. We're not doing this double
Yeah,
standard
double
stuff. How is that a leader, Jerry?
That's because all leaders want getting burnt out, and he's
Don't
played
worry,
every
I
day, every
respect.
game this
No,
season.
wait.
Think about it.
Before you come in, I'm asking Jerry. So, quick question: as a leader, yeah, wouldn't you want to set the best example for your squad? How does you prima donning, looking like you don't want to come off, making subs previously, and always acting like you don't want to come off and stuff like that, and it really cultivated in that last game? How is that showing any type of leadership?
I don't know, but yeah,
You see what I'm
maybe
saying?
because he
Like
was doing, and yes, he played poor. Yes, I understand he played poor, but the thing was about Bruno. Bruno he wants to win. He wants to win every single game. Because
everyone
if
wants
we
to win.
lose, he gets pissed. He gets pissed easily. Look out the Tottenham. We got perhaps 6-1. Yeah, he came over halftime because he was lashing at Maguire. Is that true, ads? Right?
Bro, you don't get brownie points for that,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Like you don't, bro. I'm sorry. Like that's what I'm saying. The
Listen,
double standards for Bruno Fernandez is terrible. Why do you get brownie points for wanting to do good in your profession? Why?
he wants
You
to
get
win.
paid for a
Listen,
reason.
that's why I played like Donny van de Beek does get in a team because Bruno is undroppable. Because
He's not though.
he
Yeah,
tried
but
this. He tried
yeah,
it.
but
Listen,
2K,
he
2K,
tried. He
2K,
played.
2K, 2K,
He
listen.
played Van de Beek.
Go on, Jerry, go on.
He played Van de. He started Van de Beek against West Ham, and we conceded 1 goal. And as soon as Bruno came on, ended up scoring 3 goals. Tell me how's it possible?
Is Leipzig one
Think
of your
about
best performances this season? Yes or no?
5-0.
Yeah, was that one of your
Was
best performances this season? Yes or no?
one of the
Yes,
best, yeah.
of course it is.
Was Bruno
Yes.
Fernandez starting that game? No, he didn't. Donny van de Beek
And he
started.
came on. And
But
look
Yes,
what happened.
Super
Donny
Reaper.
van de Beek started. You guys played one of your
2K,
best football games of
2K,
the season.
2K,
You know what I'm saying?
2K. That just proves my point, though. That just proves my point. The reason why we won that game is because we had a dictator in midfield in Fred and McTominay. Them two players were our best players in the game.
No,
And they no, 1 second, FIFA Reaper. Before Bruno came in, Fred was our best player. It was not Pogba. I don't know why anyone would think it was Pogba. We
I'm
were
confused.
losing
Why did
games.
they do this to
We
Fred?
were losing 1 second. We were losing games and we lost 2-0 against Liverpool. Sonny would even I don't know.
Are
I
you
haven't
talking about
got
last season?
I
Yeah?
haven't got Sonny's opinions on this.
Talking about
But
last season?
every single Liverpool fan I've asked has said this, and even come up to me and said this. Fred was our best player in that game. He was the only one who fight in that game. He
Wait,
was the
but
only one who
but
fight in that game.
I'm asking ads. What? I'm trying to understand why does Fred come up here? We're talking about Bruno Fernandez and Donny.
Because you're there saying, oh yeah, but Bruno wasn't on the field, and doing the beat, yeah, he was there, but there's one man who we're forgetting, and he's the one reason why Bruno Fernandez's game has been better and more comfortable in the midfield straight away, and it's Fred and Pogba. Them two players have bettered his game. You can't deny that.
No one's arguing that Fred has
Bruno Fernandez. I'm talking to both Jerry and 2K. I need to put you both in like I need to gap you guys both together because you're not understanding each other. Yes, FIFA Reaper. Bruno did not start that game, and it was one of our best victories. Fair enough. He didn't start. Fred was our best player in that game, and was alongside with McTominay. Yeah, Jerry. To prove your point as well. Listen, we can talk about Bruno Fernandes for days, but we have to admit that there are certain players in our team that made Bruno adapt to our system quicker. There are players. There are 3 players. There are 4 people responsible, but there are 3 players especially. One is Fred, one is Pogba, and the other one is Martial. Done.
Yes.
Nah.
And Bruno is one of the people that always save all these John Waynes on the line. Like Everton game, 1-3-1. He was the one. He was the main man, and he won the game because of Oli.
That was a good game. I'm not gonna lie to you. He has a good game here and there, like every other player.
That means
I'm just saying, we put him in the space of Kevin De Bruyne and world class. Yo, we put him in the worst.
I'm not saying.
Yo, Sonny's sitting there like, bro, I'm talking facts, bro. Like, he gets
Jerry, you answer me this, yeah. On ability, let's ignore everything else right now. On ability, I know you're not saying it, but I just want to ask you this: does he come near Kevin De Bruyne on ability?
He's not because De Bruyne, he will be because let's be honest, De Bruyne won Premier League back to back. Bruno, she's not. That's a bit she'd be happy because Bruno only came last year in January, been in 12 months. And if Bruno wins the Premier League, yeah, everyone should know that he will be the player of the season, and the conversation will start coming on. And it's
Lads,
true.
I
I'm not
hear where you're
saying
coming from.
I never said
I hear where you're
Kevin De
coming
Bruyne
from.
is better than.
I hear where both of you lot are
It's
coming
true. If
from.
he wins the league this season, then then the debate should go on. But for now, no.
I
Because
want
I don't want
to
anything else.
respond to this comment quickly before we end it because we've been going for more than an hour. He says Bruno saved Ollie's pesky Norwegian ass. Listen, that's disgraceful. It's not true. No, I'm being serious, man. Like
I do. I
Sky,
think we have to respect
like
Ollie. I do.
you're an Arsenal fan. You have
Don't
no
talk about
you have no
legend, man.
right to speak about what our players have done to our manager. Ollie has bettered these players. Ollie has bettered these players, and that's the
Exactly.
reason why we're first. Bruno
No,
Fernandes not
you get his opinion. I get that, but I still think that we need to respect Ollie.
You have to respect him, and people have to call him P2 because that'll piss me off as well. That P2 that people call him, it needs to stop. It has to stop.
This
It's
show's gonna be
very
great.
disrespectful.
Very
This show's gonna be
completely.
great in a couple of weeks, man.
Guys, we've been going for more than an hour. I'm meant to be doing work, right? So,
I haven't
starting
done
with
man yet. I haven't done man yet.
Sonny. Oh yeah, go on, Jerry. Go on quickly, please. Go on.
So that's be in the Premier League or in the world.
Premier League. Premier League.
Oh, Premier League was a hard one, you know. In the Premier League, I have to say, that's a hard one. It's a hard one. Wait, is a player or a team? Is a team or player?
Anything in the Premier League.
Okay, that's a tough one, you know. Oh yeah, Chelsea fans. But first of all, yeah, they sport players, yeah. They bought Havertz and Werner, yeah,
That's
and
an
they bought left
unpopular
back.
opinion. Chelsea fans.
And yeah, all the time. They start saying that, we're gonna pay for our rivals, we're gonna win the league. Bro, first of all, you just bought players from each position and it doesn't work like that. They need to work because right now, some of these players, yeah, only going to get are only getting to know each other, yeah. They're getting to know each other more. Like think about it. Liverpool won the league, like took 4 years to win the league, was like the front three of Salah, Mane, and Firmino, like worked together. They've played more in the past few years. Chelsea, yeah, like Werner, yeah, like Werner's not playing well because like it's his first season in Premier League and he's not gonna kill it straight away. And it doesn't work like that.
Oh yeah,
also,
no, I agree. Go on.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, this comment is just scandalous. Listen, Sam Greenwood, I will happily debate it with you because I would just go in on you and I just produce facts. Like, what has Ollie done wrong? Like, are you just going to say players got us at the top of the league? A manager has to take control of the team and they the way he wants them to. And that's the reason why I'm in at the moment. So I don't want to hear no nonsense. Yeah, guys, make sure to smash the like button. Starting with Sonny, where can the people find you, bro?
Yeah, I've got a channel, The Football Addiction. Make sure you go subscribe to that. But obviously, do subscribe to the First 11. This is where this channel is on. And on Twitter, if you want to find me, LFC Sunny, and there's a Football Addiction account for Twitter as well. Cheers for having me on.
Yeah, man. Big up to that. 2K, where can the people find you, bro?
Yes, sir. Steve is good here too. Yo, check this out. We got 1.5K subs right now. We're going crazy right now. You can find me at 2K FIFA Reaper on YouTube. We're doing a lot of Arsenal content, a lot of different stuff now. We're trying to branch out and do different things. But appreciate being on the podcast, man.
Yeah, big up to you. Jerry, where can people find you, bro?
On Twitter, you can find me as Jeremiah Ojan, and then Instagram is Jerry_147.
Big up to that. Thank you for everyone who was here. Much appreciated. Big up to my co-hosts, Sonny and 2K, and big up to our guest, Jerry. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the First XI. Big up to Indiana for giving us the platform.
Peace.
Oh, okay. I know.
Thanks.